Primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
I'm having nightmares right now.
Matt Hayes.
Big asses, big thighs, yeah.
And Leon Searcy.
Bed Bath & Beyond. Nothing says football like scented soap.
Whatever you were.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Yes, yes, yes. JJ. JJ's playing a dangerous game right now. That's all I'm saying. You are playing a dangerous
I
game.
was thinking the same thing.
So as we get the show going, we were talking about just it's kind of warming up, right? It's beautiful.
It is.
And so we're saying it may touch 90
Pool
degrees today. And then JJ says pool weather. And then he follows that with,
JJ.
yeah.
I'm not going to say that on the air.
There
Good
you go.
job.
Exactly.
Good job.
What do you-
Smart man.
I can't believe you guys just did that.
Yeah, I
Smart
didn't.
move.
I did not. I'm
I
just talking
decided.
about beautiful weather, man. 90 degrees. And so anyway, I know that it gets hot early and then it mellows. It'll mellow one more time, but then when it comes back after that, it is going to be HOT. HOT. But it's gorgeous right now.
Yes, it is.
Take it in,
Fantastic.
man. That's exactly what you want. All right, so the Friday before the last weekend where you really won't know what your football team completely looks like. Now, that sounds weird to say it like that, but that's kind of the countdown that we're on, is that you're looking forward to seeing who the newbies are. And we're going to do, we've got only a couple of positions left with our XLP Big Three, and this has been an informative and revealing exercise. But the XLP Big Three today is centers. And you think of the all-time, you can think of the benchmark as we...
Yeah. The legacy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's the guy who manned the middle longer than anybody else and started the most games more than anybody else.
Usually the smartest man in the room.
He pretty dang smart.
Usually.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're gonna give him. Oh, I wish we were getting this guy on today. We'd have fun with that. But anyway, he's a regular guest, and we just wasn't able to connect and put it together this time. But best centers ever drafted by this football team, drafted or undrafted. Not the ones that were signed, because if you look at Robert Haynes, he's pretty good this past year. I think he surprised a lot of people. People were second guessing, oh my gosh, he lost the job to a rookie. How good can he be? And he's just coming over here because he knows Liam's offense. Well, he came and he said, I am going to commit to doing whatever it takes to go to a place where I can play. And he did. He stepped up, started all the games. Might have got knocked out a couple
all of
times. Yeah, I was going to say, did he miss a start?
At least one.
At least one. I think. I think
Check
it might
that
be
just to
two.
see. But he was, for my money, Mr. Reliable, Mr. Surprise. There were a lot of surprises on this
All
football
right.
team.
He was
What
all
do you
right.
mean? Well,
On a scale of 10, he was like a 5 or 6. He was all right.
in Jaguars land,
I will give him a little higher than this.
yes.
You missed
Like a 6. He's like a 6.
I'll give him a
games,
seven. I'll
by
give
the
him a
way.
7.
He's what now, JJ?
He missed 2 games.
It's a
Two.
pretty good
Okay.
grade, a 7.
7.
Yeah, 7 is what I'd give.
Yeah, I don't know how to give
Yeah.
him a 7.
No?
No.
Thank God you're not my fifth grade math teacher, because I mean that's.
I'm not walking around with teal and gold pom poms like you either. So
I'm not walking around with him. I'm
Who
just trying.
is it? 10. Who was the best this year then on a match scale?
the
So
best
we could
player,
yeah.
the
And
best player in the NFL.
No, on the
but-
Jags.
on the Jags.
on the Jags, the best player on the Jags.
Trevor, when it was all
Trevor.
said and done,
Not even
stepped-
close.
So what would you give Trevor's rating last year?
I'd probably give him.
first half about a.
No, this season.
I know.
bro.
I'm telling you,
God.
first half about a probably a not even a 6.
Right, he was right around that
Second
number in
half,
the first half.
Probably close to a 9.
Yeah, and so
So
I'd
I'd probably make him about a 7.5, 8.
I'd opt
Maybe.
him out at 8.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'd opt him out at 8. Operationally, Project 16, he rose to overall. That's a nice B plus.
So-
Is that
So
a fair
if
grade?
Trevor
So-
gets an 8, then Hainsey getting a 6 is
right?
not
I
crazy.
gave him a 7.
I give him 7 too.
Not that crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now,
Hainsey
that's
is-
crazy. If you
he's
think Trevor's at the 8 and you give Hainsey a 7,
That's crazy.
that's all kind
Yeah.
of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I have no problem with it. They're two different jobs, and one guy, like, if we go back and look, the run game stalled a little bit, but this team scored a hell of a lot of points and did a pretty dang good job as far as keeping Trevor upright down the
Wow,
stretch.
that's why as an offensive lineman, I mean, you smooching all on Trevor,
Yeah.
but the man who protects him right up the middle,
Yeah.
who sets the table for the whole offensive line and the protections, and you give him a 5.
Right, makes all the line calls, and then
All
you
the line
had
calls.
you had a deficiency at the right guard position because you either had injury or guys subbing in and out of there quite a bit.
He doesn't like linemen.
Yeah. Yeah,
I love
it's just-
Lyman.
I can't
but
tell.
If
you're
PFF
hating.
was still around, we could have got like a grade on him, right?
Is PFF not around?
I don't think so. I thought they were.
They're there. He
What?
just ain't part of it anymore. Do you think that just because he left,
What do
they
you
left?
mean? If PFF didn't just go under,
I thought they went under. No,
Yeah, I don't.
what the hell are you talking?
Yeah, I don't. I
I
don't
didn't
think so.
I didn't know.
Mark, where are you right now? Mark, paging.
I'm on the website right now.
Paging,
Hang on, I'm there
paging,
right now. Hang
paging
on.
Mark.
Mhm.
Paging Mark on Matt's sources.
Right.
Yeah,
My
just like
source is right.
Oh, I didn't know who you were talking about.
Matt's got bad sources.
just making
So,
sure.
so they got Creed Humphrey was graded out number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to Aaron Brewer. Then you go to Bortolini. Then you go to Ryan Kelly. Then you go to Linderbaum. Then you go to Newsdeal. Then you go to Frazier. Then you go to Dom. We still haven't hit your guy yet.
Oh my gosh!
Brendel,
What this
McGovern,
exercise is about the
Shelton.
Jags, Matt. Pay attention. It's about the Jags.
Yeah, he's just saying that he wasn't like all that last
Yeah,
year.
I'm just saying
was
from
just-
this line's point of view, he was.
All right, well, that's not saying much from this
No,
line's point of view. We all agree this line needs to get better, don't we?
Oh my gosh. Okay, this team went 13-4 with him starting 15 of 17 games.
Right, that's correct.
They had a running back that scored 13 times. They had a quarterback.
Wait, but you're telling me that it's easy to get 1,000 yards. You said that numerous times.
I didn't just say 1,000 yards. I just said 13 touchdowns.
all right.
Okay, and I'm going to make it clear. He scored 13 times, which is pretty damn good. Quarterback down the stretch had a decent pocket to throw from and made big play after big play
Yeah,
after big
decent
play.
pockets. Decent pockets, like a 5.5 or a 6.
So
Meanwhile-
the
meanwhile,
PFF's grade for him was actually
Walker Little-
6.2.
Meanwhile, Walker Little goes in and out of his starting role.
Hang on one
Kobe
second.
Land-
What was their grade for him?
6.2.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
25th in the league.
yeah.
25th in the league out of
23rd
32.
in the league out of 40 centers.
I mean,
Sounds like I nailed that grade, actually.
No, you said
Sounds like-
5. That's not nailing it.
I
Okay.
said 5
True,
going
yeah.
to 6 is what I said.
and here's
So
here's
that
another
would be
beautiful.
5
He's
and a half.
25th out of 32. What do you
Um,
want?
I'm
here's-
just saying.
Here's another beautiful thing about
Are you
this.
trying to tell me there's 24 great centers and then it goes to him at 25?
Analytics. We're listen, we're
Exactly.
self-evaluating.
And you know what,
We're
Leon?
self-evaluating.
Hey, Leon, you know what they do? Whenever analytics supports your argument,
Exactly.
you use them. Whenever
I'm
they
not
don't,
analytic.
you trash them.
He's the 25th ranked center.
Right. And I'll just give you another one. There was one that was out there for quite a bit of time that said Cam Robinson was whatever, at this level, and we all bagged on it. And Josh Hines Allen, there's some really good numbers to support Josh Hines Allen at the defensive end position. We
Top 10
bag on
person.
those PFF numbers. Yeah.
Well, we just put Cam Robinson in the best top 3 left tackles ever drafted by
Had
the
to.
Jags.
The beginning of this conversation is this exercise. The center
Joe's literally
position.
backing himself into a corner. Right
No,
now.
I have no problem with where I'm at right now. My whole
Well, you were
point.
just saying that he was an underrated player like 2 days ago, and now you're saying, well, his PFF stats were too high
Yeah.
about Cam Robinson.
Yeah, he was above average. He was the
It's
sixth.
the
that-
argument, JJ.
Yeah, he's the sixth that Matt's talking
It
about.
blends with the argument.
Oh my gosh. Can I have my own argument?
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
just playing with you.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
know. No, I'm just saying. But Cam Robinson was like just my argument was he was above average, just barely above average, but he was above average. The only thing I was joking about is the PFF. If it's good to serve your argument, you use it. If it doesn't, you pan it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so,
You guys are entitled to your opinions. I don't mind that at all. I'm just
Yeah.
saying what mine was.
Hey,
You
we
guys
didn't
asked me
bring
and I
the
gave you my
PFF
opinion.
rating in until he already gave his rating. To
Yeah.
be fair, it
Yeah,
wasn't
well,
like
yeah,
reflecting
yeah.
off of it.
and all I'm trying to say.
And it now looks like my rating was dead on accurate. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, if you think PFF's dead on.
Yeah, if you're
accurate.
you're giving yourself wiggle room, 5 to 6.
So
Yeah,
I
that
said
was a
5.5
lot
to
of wiggle
6
room,
is
To
what
be
I
fair,
said.
and it was
So I
6-2,
played the
which
tape.
is over 6.
I said 5.5 to 6 is what I said.
Okay.
yeah, we just I'm just trying to get the conversation going about Robert Hainsey coming in and doing a pretty damn good job at a center position that was woefully lacking before that.
Mm.
Do you remember going from Luke Fortner to Mitch Morse? How'd that go?
All right. Well, first off, I think Luke Fortner, while not that good, they blamed everything on him.
Was
There's
he a
no
5?
doubt they did.
Was he a 5?
Yeah, he's a 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
he wasn't even a
Exactly.
5.
So the difference between Luke Fortner and Robert Hainsey is half a point. You are out of your mind.
He was getting rolled over
Yeah.
like all the time, just completely pushed back every single play.
Yeah. SEC.
He wasn't getting help on either side either. I can tell you that.
My gosh.
Listen, Trevor was a chair when Luke Fortner played. Okay,
Would you say a chair?
a chair.
Yeah. Defenders in his lap.
He
Okay.
didn't play well. I agree
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah, in his lap. My only point, the start of this whole thing, is that I'm putting Hainsey at about a 7. He was above average and
7.
yeah. I keep saying it. Okay, there are 7s out there. You know there's 7s. Okay.
I know, but I know what a 7 is.
Mm-hmm. 7's pretty good.
Yes.
7 is great.
Yeah. 7's not great.
7's not
7's
great, but
pretty good.
7 is, let me tell you, 7 is,
7 was
you get to like
a C.
145, and a 7 is.
Well, 7 was great in that case. Okay. But right now, over 15 games in a 17-game schedule, battling back from injury. Anyway, I'm a Hainsey lover. Okay.
Clearly
You'd be a Hainsey hater. All right. A Florida Home AC Friday. I love them. You can definitely, with this heat we're talking about, make sure you check them out. That tune-up, it is time. 777-4300, give them a shout, or log on to FloridaHomeAC.com. They are definitely running specials right now to tune that AC unit up and make sure you are good to go for when it's hot, 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 and stays hot. So let's try and stay hot on the XLP Big Three. Can't wait to hear the nominations for the top centers drafted or undrafted and signed by this Jacksonville Jaguar franchise.
XL Primetime, driven by Big Number 1 Duval Ford, the #1 place to buy your next vehicle.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Crowd getting involved.
Stay close to the Jaguars
Fires into the end zone.
on the home of the Jaguars.
Touchdown, Jacksonville.
1010XL.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
April showers bring flowers. They also bring septic problems. And that's not the kind of spring surprise you want in your yard. Or worse, in your shower. Before a small issue turns into a big, messy situation, call Duck Duck Rooter. During April showers, Septic Powers promotion. Schedule a septic tank pump out at regular price, and Duck Duck Rooter will include a main sewer line camera inspection for an additional $99. See what's going on underground before you smell it. When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
He's our Big Mac.
Woo! It's Smash Mouth football, baby!
Tom McManus brings his big opinions to Jaguars Today.
Every Friday morning at 10 a.m. on 1010 XL.
Protected by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH, Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Money pages in your mailbox right now.
Did you know there's local savings sitting in your mailbox right now? Money Pages is packed with real coupons from your favorite local businesses. Save money at restaurants like Al's Pizza, on pet care at Forever Vets, and on entertainment for the whole family at the Alhambra Theater. Plus, make sure to download the Money Pages app for savings on the go.
Money pages in your mailbox right now.
Northeast Florida isn't just where we work, it's our home. I'm Chris Campione, and when an accident turns your life upside down, you need a law firm that truly understands this community. At Campione Law, we treat our clients like neighbors, not case numbers, and you don't pay a dime unless we recover for you. From semi-truck accidents to medical malpractice and even workers' compensation, we handle it all. Visit CampioneLaw.com. Offices, Jacksonville and St. Augustine.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Hi, folks. Frank Frangi for the farm at Okefenokee. My wife and I and a bunch of friends just got back from the farm, and we had an incredible experience. We toured the regenerative farm, as well as the beautiful handcrafted cabins, and were treated to a fantastic farm-to-table dinner created by Congreve and Penn. Man, was it good. Well, you can learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com. And even hear my interview with farm co-founder Doug Davis to learn even more about this amazing property. That's okefarm.com.
Looking for an exciting, fun-filled evening the whole group can enjoy? Welcome to indoor football. Welcome to the Jacksonville Sharks. Discover the thrill of the indoor league. Fast-paced, action-packed, and it's family fun. Be there when your Sharks take on the Orlando Pirates. Friday, April 17th at the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Kickoff, 7 o'clock. Halftime performance by the world-famous Disconnected Canines. Ask about our family 4-packs. 4 tickets and $50 in food vouchers, all for only $100. There's no better value. Get your tickets now at jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. It's Country Night presented by Roland Reese Plumbing. Dust off your boots, throw on your camo, get ready for a night full of football fun and great music. Join us on the field after the game for our free autograph session, sponsored by Flight Adventure Park. Tickets start at $15. Call 904-621-0700. That's 621-0700. Sharks football, where memories are made.
Go Sharks!
Fins up.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We miss our head coach, Dave Campo, when he is in studio with us, ready to engage in some of these arguments that we have. But he is in Dallas. In fact, he's on the road to the ranchy part of that Metroplex, Fort Worth, Texas. Coach, welcome in. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm stuck in traffic here trying to get down to the University of Texas. There's an accident or something, so we're in the middle of it.
Now, as you mentioned Texas, let's at least jump in right there, Coach. You're going to go see a Texas practice, correct?
Yeah, that's kind of part of the whole deal. You know, it's a ring ceremony for my granddaughter, and it's called a family weekend. Okay. And you can also go to practice if you want to go to practice. So it's not like I'm doing anything special, but we'll probably go over there and check out the Longhorns.
Well, I say you go over there and you get Arch going a little bit, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him, you know, up close. And listen, I've got my boxing gloves on for you guys. I'll tell you,
yeah, what's your opinion on Robert
I'm ready to
Hainsey?
roll here.
You sound a little annoyed, Dave, to be honest. I don't know if that's because of the traffic or because you're ready to roll.
Oh, no. I'm not annoyed with you guys. I love you guys. Are you kidding? It's traffic.
All right, give us a 1 to 10 rating on Robert Hainsey last year.
6.5.
Okay.
He approached 7. Just so you know, Coach, we were using the PFF numbers earlier, and we were how you can use them for your argument or against your argument. Josh Allen from PFF, Josh Hines Allen, as an edge defender for the Jaguars, earned an 86.8 overall defensive grade.
Good Lord.
And it was 6th among 115 qualified edge defenders. His PFF pass rush grade of 83.9 was 12th among 115 qualified edge defenders.
But
there you go.
You know what my thoughts are?
Well,
Watch the tape. That's my thoughts.
Huh?
I guess he's worth the money if he's 83 point whatever. But we still need to get the quarterback on the ground a little bit more. That's the key.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm so glad Joe came in with that ammo. Just shoved her right in Matt's face. He's got
happy
nothing
about that. Because anyway, it is always.
All I'm saying is watch the tape.
Yeah.
I'd say the same thing about Hainsey. I would literally say the same thing about Hainsey. Yeah.
So,
same thing.
Well, let's get to the.
I love you, Matt. I love you, Matt.
I love you too, bro.
Let's get to the
All
core
good.
of this because we only have so much time with Coach before he goes over there and tells Steve Sarkisian, why don't you get to the playoff and actually win something?
Or
okay?
until he implodes in traffic because he's not happy.
Yeah,
You can tell in
exactly.
his voice.
He's not super stoked right now. But, Coach, when we talk about that, let's just at least start with the pass rush because the draft is days away. We want to get you to give us an idea of what you are thinking about as you do lead up to this as a former head coach in the National Football League. They have got to impact the quarterback way more than they did a season ago.
Yeah, you know, I mean, as far as pressuring the quarterback, I think we pressured the quarterback okay, but you know, the big plays are what win games in the long run, whether it's an interception or a big time pass breakup. But sacks are huge. You know, offenses, if they have to drive the length of the field, none of the offenses in the league are super great at it. And if they get behind the chains, you got a really good chance of making a play on the way. So, again, I think pressures are important. I think that, obviously that figures in, but the sack total is more important.
Now, Coach, I mean, as much as we talk about the ends, pressuring on the ends, I mean, what about a good three technique? Somebody in the middle that can pressure the middle of the pocket, so where those corners are not as elongated.
No question about it. I think the pressure inside, the push on the quarterback is really important. But if you got a special guy that can, get 7 or 8 sacks from that inside position, that's what a three technique is capable of if he's really a good one. You got the nose tackle that is more of he's going to get double teamed more. But if you've got a guy that's got great get off and is a pass rusher, I thought Armstead at the beginning of the year was doing well. I think he got, I don't know, I think he got close to 5 sacks. That's good, but he's at the end of the road. We need to get a young player that has that pass rush ability.
So, Dave, I'm starting to side with Joe on this, actually, that maybe it might be smarter to go interior than edge. They're going to need edge at some point in the draft, but maybe interior is the better pick at
Less
56
of them right now.
Yeah, at 56, maybe interior is the better pick. What do you think?
I kind of agree with that. I really think that, we stopped the run pretty good last year. It kind of slowed up towards the end of the year a little bit, and that's why you need good depth there. But I think we need pressure inside, which helps the outside guys a great deal. And the argument for the edge, in my opinion, is if you get a guy that's a really good third down type pass rusher, then Little can move, Trayvon Walker can move inside. And that is what you're looking for as a three technique. When they had the best pass rushes, it's when they ran the games with those defensive ends, and those ends ended up on the guards. If we can get another guy that can go in there and just line up in there, along with somebody that can come off the edge, that can be a good pass rush as well.
Now, Coach, it's a down year for D tackles. I mean, so would it be a reach if you go get one in the top 100 and develop one? I mean, do you want a guy that's already ready to jump in game one, or can you draft in the top 100 and develop one?
Well, I think we need one that can rush the passer now, that has that ability. And I think once you pass the third round, you're out of business. The problem is they're going to have to make a decision. If they go with a defensive lineman, what are you looking for? There's a couple of guys that we've talked about a little bit, that could be hanging around there that are more third down pass rush guys. And that's kind of what I'd be looking for, as opposed to getting a big, physical guy.
Couple more for our head coach, Dave Campo, as he's right now, he's motoring towards Fort Worth and looking forward to everything that's going on with a graduation ceremony in the family, which is great. We're going to ask you about the top centers, because when you were here coaching on the defensive side of the ball, this team had a pretty good one, that's for sure. But just staying on this subject right now, Coach, and do you believe a Caleb Banks, at least from what little you might have seen, because he was injured quite a bit this year, a Caleb Banks, a Christian Miller, a Peter Woods from Clemson, those types of guys, like we said, a smaller group of big names at the defensive tackle position. But do you think one of them, if chosen, could come in here and impact this team fairly quickly?
Well, Caleb Banks obviously has got all the tools to be one of those guys that can make a big difference. The problem is he's raw as all get out. Mm-hmm. He really doesn't know how to play the game, to be honest with you. He's too high at times. He's got some of those things, but he's got pass rush juice. He's raw. And if you get a guy like that, hopefully that would be a big hit if you're willing to take that developmental gamble.
Well, Coach, you're saying he's raw, but this coaching staff, if there's anything we've seen from last year, that they're able to develop guys and get them to play above grade. So they will have that confidence in picking a guy like that, would they not?
Well, I think this team, coaching staff is that type of a coaching staff. I don't think there's any question. And again, that's what we don't know as looking at it from the outside. Where do they feel? Where are they as far as what they can do to get this team ready? And to me, look, I think Mason Smith has got some of those same qualities, but he hasn't come around. I really think it comes down to the motor and those kind of things, whether or not they feel he's got that kind of ability. Caleb Banks, I'll tell you, as a super athlete, he's disruptive, but he doesn't do it every single play, and I think that's something that they're going to be looking at.
Yeah, the injury is not significant, but concerning, and should be significant in their decision-making process. Matt, you've been bringing up Caden McDonald. That's another guy that if you're looking at him, depending on where he might
Yes, I also think this too, Dave. That's definitely – I want to ask you this too first, though. I'm looking at this draft, and I want to get your thoughts on this. This is going to be a great example of how disciplined this front office is, because they know what they need. Whereas what did Liam Cohen call them? He called them the faults. What did he say? The things that we have to fix. What did he call them?
The stink.
The stink. He knows what the stink is. Are they disciplined enough, Dave, that when 56 rolls around and there's a really good wide receiver on the board still, are they disciplined enough to say, no, we need defensive interior or we need edge? To me, that's going to be fascinating.
Yeah. I think that's really the key to the whole thing. And to be honest with you, if Caden McDonald or Christian Miller is there, I'd take them, because both of those guys are definitely pass rush ability guys.
All right, so this time, real quick before we say goodbye to you, this time in all your years coaching in the National Football League, you're now less than a week out from the first round. So let's just visualize, Coach, that everybody just went through the first round last night. What are you doing, or what would your staff be doing right now to react to it and get ready for round two?
Right now, they're sitting there. The decision makers are going to be going over that entire board, and they're going to be making a decision whether or not they want to move a guy here or there, or putting those little groups together. I think that's the key to the whole thing. You put the groups together to where, you've got a group of guys, and then if they're not there, you got another group of guys that at another position or whatever. So, they're going to be finalizing the board at this point. They may still do a mock draft, that type of thing. That's something that we did. So, again, it's down to the final numbers now.
All right. We appreciate it, Coach. And I know you can't wait to see what they do and how this whole thing comes together. We will talk to you next week. We did a good Campo and Joe podcast yesterday dealing with the draft. So you guys can find that on any of the 1010XL social channels. Just check out Campo and Joe. Be patient with that traffic.
Yeah,
sir.
how far have you made it?
We're about we've got about another 2 hours and 20 minutes left, and we're going to get there about a half an hour before we're supposed to be there.
So
it's going to be a little tight.
So how far have you moved since we started?
Yeah.
About half a mile.
Oh my God,
bro, hang in there. Don't get upset. Everything's all right.
Yeah.
Remember that first scene of Falling Down,
guys.
You're the man, Coach.
My wife is driving.
Oh, okay.
My wife is driving.
God bless
I'm
Kay.
sitting here, and she can handle it.
Yes, she can. Yes, she can. All right. Love to Kay. We appreciate it. Have fun, and tell Sark to coach him up.
Guys, thanks.
See you,
All
bro.
right.
All right, Coach.
That's awesome.
Wow, I've never heard him more annoyed.
He's so annoyed. Is he not, right? Like, he started talking, I was like, this is going to be good. I've never heard him like that.
If he only moved a half a mile, that was
like 15 minutes.
And that was like my drive home yesterday did not rival that, but it felt like it. And when you're in that, it's just that hellish,
maddening,
nowhere to go. Yeah.
Listen, I know he said his keynote phrase. Remember I told you, I remember him saying it?
Yeah.
He said that a couple of
Yeah,
times.
he
Of course he has.
Locker room talk.
Yeah, locker room talk.
It's the truth. All right, we'll keep it rolling. Florida Home AC Friday. Make sure you enjoy this beautiful weather, but make sure you get that tune up before it really stays hot. Call 777-4300.
XL Primetime from the big #1 Duval Ford Studios. Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
On the First Coast, we have the backs of those who protect our community. That includes our canine officers out there every day with JSO and police across our area, tracking suspects, finding missing adults and children, putting their lives on the line. Canines United makes sure these four-legged heroes get the gear and training they need to come home safe. Join the 9K for Canines. Every step supports local police canine units. Sign up now at caninesunited.org, because in the Bold City, we take care of our own.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $5,000 per ounce, and silver is over $100 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold and silver for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
The Purple Heart isn't just a name. It represents service, discipline, and earning trust. At Purple Heart Pools, that standard shows up most in pool renovations. If your pool is outdated or worn down, now's the time to upgrade. So when summer arrives, your pool is ready. From new finishes and tile to decking, lighting, and full transformations, every upgrade is handled with precision and attention to detail. Purple Heart Pools. Pool renovations done right.
Coach Campo here, and I just want to tell you about the best pizza I've had right here in Duval, and that's Tony D's Pizza. Tony works hard to make every slice perfect. If you love pizza like I do, you need to go to Tony D's, Bay Meadows and 295.
Hey, gang, Prosser here. Have you been thinking about selling your home and you haven't pulled the trigger? Let me tell you about Chad and Sandy and the experts that will help you make that decision. Mortgage rates have dropped. They're expected to move lower. Home sales momentum is building, so now's the time to get your home ready to maximize your sales price. It's time to call Chad and Sandy, the proven experts to sell your home. Need to sell now, need to sell fast, need max price. Check, check, check. Chad and Sandy have the science behind it. Using their proprietary Market Max system, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Jonathan writes from Mount Pleasant. The only thing standing between me and my dream of hitting the road in my RV was selling my Mount Pleasant home. After hearing Chad and Sandy on the radio, I gave them a call. The results were unreal. In just 3 days, I had multiple offers at full asking price. So can you. Call the local experts I trust and recommend. Call Chad and Sandy, 414-6200, or chadandsandy.com.
Hey, David again with Royal Pest Services. Termites, chinch bugs, roaches. It's their time of year to shine. Preventative maintenance is a heck of a lot cheaper than treating an active infestation. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule your free estimate.
Good people drink good beer, and great people drink Mocama, a refined craft brewery out of Fernandina Beach, Florida. Mocama Beer Company brings sophisticated flagship beers, including Cosmico IPA and Dune Garden Lager, to the greater Jacksonville area. Whether you're hitting the water with friends or enjoying a backyard barbecue, Mocama has the perfect pair for your summer activities. Look for us wherever great beers are sold and find your Mocama.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. Triumph did a really cool thing last year, Greg. They went off-road. What's happening with Triumph?
Well, not only did they go off-road, they threw all the chips on the table. Ricky Carmichael personally developed this motorcycle for them. So if you haven't seen the Ricky Carmichael 450, you need to come see it. Also just released some Enduros this year. They've got a full lineup. You're going to love them.
Talking Triumph, the latest off-road Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency. Check out cyclesofjacksonville.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC.
All right, a really sad one, unfortunately. One of my favorite hitters of all time, Garrett Anderson, unfortunately has passed away in his 50s, right, Matt? Early 50s.
53.
Yeah, from a medical emergency. So 2,500 hits. Just one of the, I think
World
in
Series
Game
winner.
7,
Yeah.
he had that double to clear the bases. They ended up winning in 2002. So just a great hitter and seemingly a really good guy. Unfortunately, has passed.
Yeah. And right now, like Mike Trout is about as healthy as he's been in a long time, and
he's doing awesome.
and he really is going off, and so he'll probably be thinking of Garrett Anderson.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll do something. But he's got all the Angels records.
Yeah.
Garrett Anderson does.
Yeah. 15 years with them, is that right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
94 was his first year with
Wait,
the
before
Angels.
we go further, what do you guys mean by like frosted mini wheats showing your age?
Well, okay, so we were just talking before what cereal
What
we
cereal
like.
you eat?
And I was like,
you eat
I
your
like
10-year-old cereal, Fruit Loops.
Yeah,
and
Fruit
Apple
Loops and
Jacks
Cheerios, not
Totally
Apple
shows
Jacks.
your age.
So I said I like frosted mini. If I'm eating, I'm like frosted mini wheats.
And I was like,
Yeah.
that's what grandma
I said that's
No, man. Have you ever had it?
never.
I never will.
Probably tastes like carbs.
So you guys have never had it, and you're bagging on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just looks
It just looks
unappetizing.
old.
Yeah.
It's so funny. When we were kids,
The
my
little
dad.
frosted mini wheats, the little ones.
No,
Not like the big ones with no sugar on them. I'm talking about the little ones with sugar on them.
Okay.
The sugar is just to hide the fact that it tastes like
It
carbs.
is.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. You're exactly right.
Hey,
Yes.
Leon, it hides the fact that it's wheat.
Yeah, that is nothing but fiber.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you another one that like I got it for the box because sometimes my favorite, or an athlete I liked was on it. Wheaties sucked.
Yeah. No.
Oh yeah, they do
Wheaties sucked.
They do.
So we would do like, remember the campaign or whatever, and it was Mikey likes it, and you were trying to get him to
Mikey
eat
never liked
that
it.
cereal. Exactly. And so KC would be buying these types of like brand cereals
Oh,
that
God.
try to
Did you eat grape
raisin
nuts? Is that what you ate?
raisin bran and all this crap.
Anything with a bran in it.
But I do agree with what
Raisin
you're
bran's
saying.
not bad.
Most of the cereal you eat indicates your age, except for dudes that just keep eating sweet stuff.
Yeah, I
and-
like
yeah.
Fruit Loops late at night.
Yeah.
This is
Like, I don't even eat cereal anymore. But just to speak to the old part of it, the last cereal I was probably eating was probably like 5 or 1 or some crap like
Yeah,
that.
I got to keep
Have
me
you ever
That's
had
just
grape
so-
nuts, JJ?
grape nuts.
Yeah, you don't.
That's
never heard of
another
grape nuts?
old man.
That's
No.
old, bro. My grandma used to eat
Dude,
grape
they're
nuts.
like
That's a Henry
little
Fonda.
rocks, is what they are.
Yeah, Henry Fonda was the pitch man for that. That'll tell you something.
They're literally like tiny little rocks.
Yeah, just like high fiber.
You can't even eat them. They're so hard when you try to
like
eat them.
terrible.
Break a tooth eating them.
Exactly. That part.
Introduced in 1897.
There you go.
Hasn't changed
And they
much.
haven't changed the recipe.
Haven't changed a
since.
bit.
They've sucked since then.
Look, there's so many good ones, but I just can't eat all that sweet stuff anymore. I already have enough of a challenge with high blood sugar.
I mean, when I was a really little kid, I loved like Cookie Crisp.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, I can't eat. Leon just pointed at me like, hell yes.
Yeah, see, look at my
Or-
dude on the
or
text line.
My favorite
Frosted
of all
mini
time.
wheat slap. If he's using the word slap, he's a young cat.
Okay. My favorite of all time was Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
But
There you
I
go.
cannot, as an adult, I feel like I have one bowl of that, and I'm just like, damn, I got to run extra far tomorrow. Feeling like a fat boy.
Yeah. All of it. Every one of them that you're eating has it. But
Yeah,
still,
I know.
you're right.
Hey,
Oh,
but fruit is in the word. Fruit Loops.
Mhm.
I mean, it's got to be.
Gotta be healthy.
Got to be healthy.
Yeah. All right. So XLP Big Three. Since we, by the way, we did have it on the text line. Don't you be bashing 7. That's George's son. So don't you be bashing 7. That's right. All right. XLP Big Three. Big Sirs. 3, 2, 1.
All right. Well, I had to.
By the way, this also was difficult. Just
If you just want
FYI.
to go with one, it's perfectly fine
Centers, by the way.
with me. Because
Centers.
top
Well
centers
respected. All right.
drafted or undrafted by this franchise.
Okay, I'm gonna give an honorable mention.
Mhm.
All right, my honorable mention is a guy who played with me.
Yeah.
Had back surgery, had back pains.
Yeah.
Ended up shortening his career. Michael Cheevers.
He was supposed to be
Yes,
that dude.
He was. He was supposed to be that dude. Unfortunately, he had trouble with his back and he wasn't able to play. So that's my honorable mention. Okay, my number 3 is a guy I played with also, John Wade.
I love
solid, absolutely.
I
solid.
loved him.
Yes, I love John Wade. Smart, physical, scrappy.
Yeah.
You know, and no, listen, it's not easy to control the huddle with me and Big Bowie there.
Yeah.
So he had to be about his business for us to listen to him. So,
That's a great point. Now, just
Yes.
to set this up a little bit more, because you guys went from Dave Weidel, who was not drafted here, but was a great center, and still is a great human being in this town. He
Yes.
is still very
legend,
yeah,
great
he's-
communicator.
Yeah, I love Dave, and so we can't include him in this conversation. But when they drafted Michael Cheever, it was to plan for the future.
Yeah, move. Yeah, I don't want to say move on, but
Yeah.
yeah, they were trying to get young at the position.
Right. And so then, like you said, he didn't hold up. So John
Mhm.
Wade was, I believe, a 5th-round draft
He
pick.
was. They developed him.
And he wasn't the biggest cat either, was
He wasn't. Nah, he wasn't. He was just he was low centered. Always was in good position with his hands and his feet. Communicated well with the guards, which is very important, and then kept me and Tony straight.
Yeah, I do love that. So these are going to be dupes. 2 and 1 are probably the same for everybody, but that John Wade is my number 3 as well. Matt, who do you have as your number 3?
It's Wade. I guarantee all 3 of our teams.
Well, yeah, I think we're probably all like no one wanted to vote for Luke Bowanko. Are you kidding me? No one. All right, fine. But yeah, it went from Dave Weidel to Mike Cheever to Johnny Wade, and then to Brad Meester.
Brad Meester, yeah.
So all right, so your number 2, all of our number 2s, Brandon Linder.
Brandon Linder, Hurricane.
And Brandon, we're talking about at that point there were 3rd-round draft picks in the form of A.J. Cann and Brandon Linder around that time, the mid-teens, where they were brought in and drafted. But Brad Meester was part of this squad from the early O's into the mid-teens. The 2013 was his last year, and then they brought in Bowanko. Then they went in with Wisniewski, which was a free agent signing that they brought over, I believe, from the Raiders. And then Linder takes over in 2016, and he holds it down for that AFC championship game run that they had in 2017, sticks around until the body just kind of gave up on him and broke down. What was it in
2021 was 2021?
Yeah. Right. And then that's when they brought in began the Luke Fortner
era.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this. Initially, they drafted Linder to be a guard, and then he made the transition.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, out of the U. Yeah.
Still only 34.
Yeah. Not old. And I bet he's probably on a pond fishing right now somewhere.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. He loves it. But you got those guys. And then you could honorable mention a Tyler Shatley, who was an undrafted dude that played a lot of different positions, but still not one of the best centers that were drafted or undrafted. So
is his strength.
Responsible for one of my favorite drops of all time.
Better believe it.
It is.
So Wader, and then Linder, and then Meester. So we just added the R to Wade's name. So they're
was Wade from Ole Miss?
John Wade.
Is that right?
For whatever reason, I'm thinking he was a Tulsa guy or something like that. I have to go back and look.
Wow, I was thinking Ole Miss.
But he was 5th rounder. Let's see if I can find him here real quick. 5th rounder and a guy that
Marshall.
Marshall. Okay. And was able to step in and started in 1999 when you guys went 14-2. That's pretty damn good.
He slid right in there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And then I want to say he might have gone on to Tampa after that.
He left at free agents.
Yeah, he was a Buccaneer.
And ended
after
with
that.
Oakland for 1 year.
Okay. All right. So 641-1010, you guys chime in. Any argument with that? Because the best centers of all time, and will they have another one? Is Jonah Monheim going to be the center of the future? Are they going to draft one? I've seen a lot of guys that I've liked in these mocks later, the Logan Joneses of the world, that Jaeger Burton of the world that could step in and maybe be somebody for the future as a center / guard, whatever it might be. I really am going to want James Gladstone at the end of that draft to get one of those types of guys if they can. Let us know what you're thinking. It's XL Primetime.
XL Primetime is driven by Duval Ford. Hear the big moments and game-changing plays.
That is another pick six. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Your home for the most play-by-play is 1010XL.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
It's Guggen time. You and a partner have a chance to play in this year's Coastal Equipment Guggen Open, April 27th at the Golf Club of Southampton. Text Guggen to 641-1010 to the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Enjoy a cigar from Tobacco Cove. Check out the topdressing.com super vehicle. Get some great gold swag from liveforevergolf.com. Enjoy a Chick-fil-A breakfast and lunch from Dandy Foods, thanks to Ahead Digital Transformation and McHugh Health and Wellness.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron. Totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens. Also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
Here's a health and wellness tip from orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville.
This is Dr. Gary Kate with Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville. I specialize in the treatment of the hand, elbow, and shoulder. Many people suffer from tendinitis in the hand and upper extremity, often caused by repetitive motion. Prevention starts with good posture, frequent breaks, and simple stretching. Don't ignore early signs of pain. Act before it worsens. Visit us in person or online at osjax.com.
Stay healthy with orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Fight night is here. Join Dan and I at UNF Arena for Guns N' Hoses, Saturday, April 18th. You want to be a part of the pugilistic festivities? Go to GNHJacks.com and get your tickets now. It's Guns N' Hoses, Saturday, April 18th.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Florida Heat doesn't play games, but some AC companies do. You've heard the too good to be true ads. Let's be honest. Nobody sends a licensed AC technician to your house for $25. Suddenly, your cheap tune-up turns into a $1,000 problem. At Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning, we believe in taking care of our customers. Right now, you can chill out for just $99. That gets you a full AC diagnostic and the truth about your system. No scare tactics. Call 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
All right, we have got a ton of college spring games coming up for tomorrow, basically. A lot of Power Fours. None of them are going to be on television, but we're going to roll through some spring games, give you a little college football talk coming up here in just a second when we hit the 1 o'clock hour with some judgments as far as guys trying to win quarterback position, so on and so forth. We will do that. NBA, you got LeBron minus Luka and Reeves that is going to try and see what he can do against the Houston Rockets. Yeah, and there's chatter about this may be
that series is over, guys.
Yeah, this may be the end for him beyond just the playoff series. So we will definitely get into all that coming up. And yeah, it could be a sad time for Lakers fans if they wanted to see LeBron be able to take them to the promised land again. But real quick, since we've been talking a lot of draft, we haven't done too much draft in this first hour. If we could play the ukulele. And High Tide the other day, he missed the opportunity to light up when the ukulele, he was begging me to play it again just so he could light up whenever the ukulele fires. So,
what, are you like his dad? You're allowing him to light
well,
up?
he just missed it, and he was a little upset because he had everything ready, but he just didn't have he just wasn't there when we fired it up. So I figured we would do it
Is it
again.
like Pavlov's dog? He hears the music and
he
that's
hears it. He lights up. Okay, so let's do a little with the ukulele in the background from the Atlantic to the Pacific. Go with a delicious Mexican lager imported by surfers Found in Baja for those who live life anchors up. So we have got the draft, and one of the names that has been talked about a ton has been Jeremiah Love, right? I think we've heard a hell of a lot about Jeremiah Love over the last handful of days. Okay, so he could be a top 5 pick. He could be a top 10 pick. Who knows exactly where he'll go? But most people think that's basically where he is going to land. I need the last top 10 drafted running back that played and won a Super Bowl with the team that drafted him.
I was going to say Saquon, but that's
the
not
last
right.
top 10 running back drafted that won a Super Bowl with the team that drafted him.
Wow. Top 10.
We're going to go back. I think we're going back a ways.
Yes, we have to.
Because you had a lot of great ones, if you think about it, just as far as those that they were the centerpiece.
Emmitt Smith.
They were the
he wasn't top
centerpiece.
10.
No, he wasn't. I wasn't top 10.
No, he was drafted middle teens.
Did the Bucks have a running back?
Work done?
Was he picked in the top 10?
No, he was not
No,
a top 10.
Yeah,
He wasn't.
he was, yeah.
Huh.
Ravens? Jamal Lewis?
No, it's another good one.
That's a good one, but I don't think he was top 10.
What about Todd? Todd Gurley didn't win with the Rams.
All right, let's just go ahead and,
I ain't got.
Hang on a second. Give us a little bit, like another 15 seconds to kind of null this out, man.
Okay.
This is how you know we won't get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's already ending it. It's got to be something way back.
How about the
obscure.
Redskins?
Whoa,
Was John Riggins?
Whoa.
No, he was
the
picked by
Washington football.
He was picked by the
franchise.
Jets. He was drafted by the Jets.
Yeah, but that time they were.
Still, it's not
Yes,
appropriate.
I agree.
Walter Payton?
Wow, would it be that far back?
I'm going to go with Walter Payton.
All right, these are all great. Okay, these are all great. And the reason why I did stop the exercise is because I would have part 2 of this next week, but I will just go ahead and give it up now. This is not a victory for this question, but it is a victory for what JJ just said. Todd Gurley is the last top 10 drafted running back to make the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Because that would have been my next question. They lost to the Patriots. I think it was like 13-3.
Worst Super Bowl ever.
But it was terrible. But he was a top 10 draft pick that made it. The last guy that made it and won it. And he wasn't even the star toting the football. Reggie Bush.
Oh, the Saints.
Yeah, Reggie Bush.
Yeah, I would have never thought of that.
And it was Pierre Thomas that basically was carrying the lion's share of the ball, but it was Reggie coming out of the backfield because he was drafted 2 overall.
What a disappointing NFL career.
Yeah.
I just thought he was going to totally come in and destroy everyone.
I felt that way. Remember, the argument was, who was it? Mario Williams versus Reggie. Who should go number 1 overall? And Houston took Mario.
What a different era that was.
Yeah.
I mean,
honestly, Lendell White was probably the better projected pro, but he ate himself out of the league.
He was a big boy.
I mean, he was seriously. He in that era of the league, he was the guy you wanted.
Yeah, especially inside the 5 when you're trying to score. But Reggie was Christian McCaffrey before Christian McCaffrey.
He was.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was. But Reggie couldn't stay healthy too, though. He just wasn't big enough.
Yeah.
So he was a joystick in college, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh,
one of the best college players to ever live.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Crazy.
He's not Peter Warrick, but he's close.
Oh, he was.
Oh
he
my
was
gosh,
better than
he
Peter
was.
Warrick.
Oh,
no,
he was better than Peter Warrick.
I think you forget Peter Warrick.
No, I didn't.
Right, so I think that maybe after the draft, that's a good throwback Thursday that we need to.
I think everybody forgets how good Peter Warrick was.
we need to jot that one down because that's a good throwback.
Bad man.
Both of them were great. They really were. All right, so into the 1 o'clock hour. We mentioned college football stars there. Let's get into some of the spring game storylines. Even though you won't be able to see them on television, let's at least hit a bunch of spring games that are going to be going on this weekend.
XL Primetime, driven by Big Number 1 Duval Ford, elite service for elite companies.
Hey, what's happening? This is Hall of Famer Brian Dawkins.
Intercepted. Brian Dawkins, the greatest free safety in the game.
You are listening to 1010 XL.
Get ready for an unforgettable night with the legendary Bill Murray. The icon of Caddyshack and SNL takes the stage at the Florida Theater. This isn't just comedy. It's a high-energy mix of music, storytelling, and pure entertainment. From the Grand Ole Opry to rocking out with the Blood Brothers, Bill Murray delivers a show like no other. Don't miss out. April 19th at Florida Theater. Grab your tickets today for Bill Murray and his Blood Brothers at floridatheater.com.
Firehouse Subs is adding a new heavy hitter to the roster, the Chicken and Cheddar Rancher. Grilled chicken, melted cheddar, crispy bacon stacked high with fresh toppings, creamy buttermilk ranch. The Chicken and Cheddar Rancher, only at Firehouse Subs.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA, who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Looking to elevate your game night experience? Look no further than Best Bet. We're not just a card room, we're your destination for excitement, fun, and big wins. Whether you're a seasoned player or new to the game, we have something for everyone. Join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine for thrilling tournaments, exciting promotions, and a vibrant atmosphere that will take your game night to the next level. Elevate your game night at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jacks, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjacks.com.
And that concludes the Joe C. Jack of All Trades show. Tune in next week where I'll be installing my own French drain.
Joe, wake up, man.
Hey, John, I must have dozed off.
We finished those projects you started.
Whoa, my seamless gutters are actually seamless.
And they're connected into underground PVC drain lines.
And my sprinklers. Wow, look at that coverage.
Next time, just call me first, Joe.
I will, but I ain't singing that song.
Clearwater irrigation
and drainage too.
High Flying Jacko here. When I need to send a floral arrangement, there's only one thought: Kuhn Flowers. A simple phone call or an online order, it's always easy with Kuhn. There's a reason Kuhn Flowers has been doing it for over 75 years. Online at kuhnflowers.com.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long, drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Southern Oak Insurance. The Orlando Magic have one final chance to make the playoffs. They're set to host the Charlotte Hornets at the Kia Center on tonight. The winner of the NBA play-in tournament game will clinch the number 8 seed in the East and face the Detroit Pistons in the first round of the playoffs. The Magic are 1-3 against the Hornets in the regular season. Scheduled tip-off is 7:30 p.m. Right now, 86 degrees at 1 o'clock. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Here comes the judge. Order in the court.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
It is time for some judgments as we take a look at all that is going on in the world of college football. We mentioned spring games, so let's hit a few of them that are definitely, well, for the fan bases, they're going to have to go see them because they're not going to be littered all over your television screen, but they definitely are in action. And when you start talking about it, a bunch to get to. So we say thanks to our man, Chris Campione, Campione Law. You can find him offices just steps away from the Duval County Courthouse right there on West Bay, and brand new digs in the AUG right there in beautiful St. Augustine, South Dixie Highway. Make sure you check out Campione Law, champions for justice. So some judgments on these teams, and just as kind of a big picture thing, Big Sirs, you have got Auburn, Georgia Tech, Duke, Kentucky, Miami, Michigan, Sparty, Buckeyes, on and on and on. Texas A&M. They are all battling this weekend. You know who the quarterback is going to be down in South Florida with Darian Mensah, but all these other teams, they're still trying to seek out who is going to be their guy. Miami, will they come out of the spring, in your judgment, just fired up and ready to go with
I think so.
But talent?
Yeah, I mean, as talented as Mensah is, I mean, he still has to get acclimated to his new teammates, right? There's going to be a huge overhaul as far as the offensive line go. All right, I was watching some film. I was just telling Matt that Jackson Cantwell, you know, and you can tell he's a freshman. Plays a little high. He's got to work on his leverage, staying low. But I saw he's got a lot of upside. All right, then you got to replace the ends. All right, you got two first-round ends you got to replace as well. So, I mean, that's why you play spring. You get these guys acclimated. You get them to compete. You get them ready for the regular season. But Miami, although they finished second, just because you finished a runner-up, I mean, it's going to continue. You got to make sure that you keep your team focused.
Yeah, they got to stay hungry, and they did lose quite a bit.
That's what I meant.
Spring's always been a young guy's situation until NIL happened, until free player movement happened. Then spring became, all right, let's get these guys so they know each other. Right. So they literally know each other's names.
And we got to work together.
Yes.
Right?
And that's, believe me, that's as big a thing as anything right now.
Yeah.
It used to be, all right, let's get the young dudes out there, let them go have a scrimmage. We'll pull the old guys out, let them sit and watch.
Right.
And now it's everybody's out there at spring. Everybody's playing. Everybody's competing.
So in some ways, maybe more valuable practice.
Yes. By the way, Darian Mensah, they brought his teamate Barco. Is that his name?
Yeah, the receiver,
white receiver kid. Yeah, with him.
And
so
they like
have
that
a
guy.
good rapport together at least.
So what's happened is the young guy practices have now moved to the bowl practices. So if you're not playing in the college football playoff. Now these coaches are using these 15 bowl practices. It's just young guys. They develop the young guys.
Okay. All right. So now you're separating it that way, where this is, okay, we got to get together. We got to vibe and jive.
Yeah, this is like legit right now.
Okay. So in your judgment, you mentioned Bryce Underwood now having a new coordinator or a new quarterbacks coach.
Having a quarterbacks coach.
Yeah. Kyle Whittingham, now the coach up at Michigan, and he did not have a quarterbacks coach under Sharon Moore a year ago. So here are the numbers, Matt. Bryce Underwood a year ago, barely 60% completion. 11 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 94th nationally with his passer efficiency rating. In your judgment, how much better will he be this year?
Okay, well, first, that's typically what freshmen do, true freshmen. It's a struggle. It is absolutely a struggle. So that doesn't bother me. Those numbers don't bother me.
Okay.
The fact that I love the fact that he has more touchdowns than interceptions, which was good. He's also, you could see when he throws the ball, he is a quarterback. He's got good arm talent. I think he understands the game. It's just a matter of how quickly does he see what's going on around him and how quickly does it slow down for him. I think he's going to play really well this year. It's always the biggest jump is from year 1 to year 2.
Right.
He's now going to actually have a quarterback coach. He's in a new system, clearly. He's in a new situation there with that coaching staff prior. I don't know what the hell they were doing. None of us do. Well, we know what they were doing. And it wasn't coaching football.
They were recording other people's practices.
Right. They were.
Doing.
No. I mean, the coach and
Stallion.
There's a lot of diddling going on. Okay, let's just put it that way.
Okay, there you go.
Oh.
So,
dibble dabble.
Yes,
I understand.
A lot of diddle daddle. Right.
Yeah.
So it's serious there now. There's serious ball there now. Believe me, with Kyle Whittingham, there's no fooling around there now.
They'll play good defense. They'll be a lot more mistake free in terms of playing clean football and so on. All right, I never thought we'd go back to back with Big Ten subjects, but we are, because now Big Ten rules
they run football.
They
run sports.
Like it or not, they run football.
And our basketball world. But Big Sirs, you mentioned
and college baseball for that matter.
Oh my God, everything. They run.
It's sick.
The government,
they run
the
it
NFL.
all. Pretty soon they're going to run gymnastics, and then it's really going to be like,
gymnastics. We're in trouble. Then, all right, Big Sirs, you mentioned the number of guys
he's really going to go belly up.
Miami has to replace a bunch. Okay, so in your judgment, take a look at Ohio State. They got to replace almost as many guys. Think of Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, all these cats coming off the board. They still have Julian Sayin. They still have Jeremiah Smith. That combo should be pretty good again, but Ohio State.
Well, I mean, listen, if nothing else, Ohio State has been consistent with their greatness.
Yeah.
They have. So that means that the guys that go pro, they got guys behind them ready to take their spots. So, I mean, that's what's trending with them. They're always in the playoffs. They're always in the top 5 when the preseason polls come in. So they obviously are doing something right where they have no letdown.
Yeah.
They don't rebuild, they reload. So I gotta tip my hat to them because they stay consistent with their talent, with their evaluation, and with their success in college football.
And Ryan Day, he just keeps
churning them out, bro.
And I don't know if there's an easy answer to this, but in you guys' judgment, and this is popping in my head, separate from these spring games that are coming up, but has anybody stepped in as an assistant we'll just use the college football playoff era, because Urban won a national championship and then
Kirby
left, and Ryan Day stepped in and promptly won as well.
You mean the same program?
Yeah, the same program. I'm talking about as an assistant that stepped in and they did not miss a beat. I can't think of another one.
Well, certainly,
obviously, it's
certainly not Sharon Moore.
Yeah, because that's an assistant, and it's not like every school does this where they just promote that guy, but you can just take another hire, a Mario to my. How many have just seen that type of excellence?
I'll give you one.
With a regime
I'll give you
change?
one. Lincoln Riley at Oklahoma. His first year they went to the playoff.
I got you.
And could have beaten Georgia. Georgia won the game, obviously, in
the
overtime.
Rose Bowl. It was a great game.
One of the greatest games
so,
ever.
okay, I get what you're saying. So from Stoops to Lincoln.
Yeah, and then went to the playoffs again. So.
At first, I'm thinking you're saying Lincoln left and Venable stepped in.
No, Lincoln Riley.
And Lincoln didn't inherit greatness at USC, so he had to kind of build that bad boy back up.
Right.
But that's a good one. Yeah, there aren't too many of them.
I can't think of any.
Was Whittingham an assistant under Herb?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah.
well, there you go.
That's BCS.
And at the very least, they were undefeated. They hadn't been in the Pac-12 at that point.
A couple times undefeated.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since that hire, though.
Yeah. And so there just aren't that many of them.
Phil Fulmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he did step in, but that
was
late
a while
90s.
ago.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want it, Lloyd Carr.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Coker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Larry Coker.
Yeah, he won the
Talk about that, man.
Wow,
God.
I mean, Butch Davis.
They just literally said, "Here's the keys to the Ferrari, Larry.
Yeah.
Keep it on the road."
Or actually, was Butch in the NFL? He was an assistant, then maybe he was with the Cowboys, and then they brought him back as a coach?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he was with the Cowboys before.
But he built that bad boy. And Coker won off of his.
No, I'm talking about Butch.
Butch
when
was
Butch
with,
got
Butch
hired.
was with Jimmy initially.
Yeah.
But then he wasn't an assistant at Miami right before he got hired. He was an assistant with the Cowboys.
Right. So he was an assistant with Jimmy at Miami. Went to the Cowboys,
and
with
then
Jimmy,
got hired as the head coach.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was just going the other half. Coker
then made the worst career move ever. By
if he could have
take the
maintained
Browns job.
Yeah, he saved the program. To be honest with you,
He did. He definitely did.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no getting away from what the way he was able to do that. And
Two guys walked away from that job. Think about that. Schnellenberger and Butch Davis walked away from it when it was at its peak,
at its height.
Dude, how could you give up that Browns gig?
All right, so let's just get a.
And then Howard gave it up for the Generals or the Miami USFL job, which never happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Never
what did he end
happened.
up doing after that?
Went to go coach Louisville.
Louisville was after Miami.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why they still have that trophy.
Yes.
They play for.
Huge rivalry.
Yeah.
Louisville,
and Miami, as they go toe to toe against one another. All right, give me a couple of more in your judgment, Matt. When we come out of this spring cycle,
right,
and with the teams that we just mentioned,
right,
is Alex Golish embraced by War Eagle? Because he's a guy that's right now trying to take over, and they just haven't had a whole hell of a lot to be excited about. We all know that. And so you have newbies in a lot of different spots, but just spend a hot second.
I don't know
on
that.
War Eagle.
I think Alex Golish really is in the same situation that Summerall's in.
Mm-hmm.
I think the people are excited because it's different and it looks like there's going to be offense. But they're all, and Florida fans would probably admit this too. There's a little hesitation there.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to wait and see if it works or not.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about a guy that wasn't, quote unquote, an Auburn guy. He goes after 2 years. Then you hire a guy that had been in the league before, understood the league, and I don't know what Hugh Freeze was doing for the last 3 years, but it wasn't what he was actually hired for, and that's to coach offense, right? And now you got Alex Golesh, who's a Josh Heupel disciple, who's going to do the exact same offense that Tennessee runs, and he's got a really good quarterback.
Yeah, and
Byron Brown's it will be a top 5 quarterback in the SEC.
Byron Brown is a fun cat
He's
to watch.
a dude. Everybody's going to have to deal with him.
And I do think Golesh is a fairly good organizer in terms of bringing it all together and getting them all on the same page.
I would think if you're to ask me who has the better year this year, I would say Auburn has a better year than Florida.
All right, last
Doesn't
one.
mean that down the road Florida won't have the better year, but I think right now I think Auburn will have the better year.
All right, last one of judgments, and this is totally off the beaten path, but how about this, Leon? This day in 1964, the Ford Mustang was introduced at the World's Fair, Flushing Meadows, New York, and then across showroom floors across the country, 22,000 Mustangs quickly sold after the World's Fair.
How come we don't do a World's Fair anymore?
I don't know.
It used to be like the biggest thing.
St. Louis, Chicago, all these different places. So
they still have the ball in Knoxville for the World's
do
Fair.
they? Yeah,
still there.
That's where the world's. All right. So best muscle cars that you guys can think of, because the Mustang's up there.
Well, the '66 Mustang is the best.
Yeah.
But other than that,
but you got the Dodge Charger, you got the Chevy, you got the GTO, the Chevelle.
GTO is really good.
Yeah,
So
the GTO is outstanding.
Charger, that's pretty special.
Charger.
Yeah.
You got the Plymouth. Yeah. Hemi back in the day.
I'm gonna go with the GTO. Other than the Mustang, other than the '66 Mustang.
Yeah, that GTO was just red hot.
Was a Trans Am a muscle car?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you had the Trans Am, the Pontiac, and then of course the Chevy Camaro, and they were like, because you went from that Mustang and that GTO, and then you needed to get that next round of them, and that's when they start the rally sport.
What about the Nova?
The Nova was pretty dang strong, man. I remember Brad Norris on 207 getting it over like 105 in his.
What about the Pontiac Tempest,
Nova.
Joe?
I don't remember that one, unfortunately.
Just the Pontiac GTO?
Yeah, just the GTO and the Chevelle. They were just so hot. Do we have muscle cars?
What about the Stingray? Is that a muscle car?
That's a Corvette.
Yeah,
Corvette.
Definitely. Do we have muscle cars anymore?
Oh, dude, yeah. There was just a Corvette show, like,
What are
in
the
my
cars the Georgia
neighborhood.
players
But I
drive
mean,
around?
yeah, I mean,
What's the cars the Georgia players drive around? What are they called? Hellcats?
Oh,
Those are
yeah.
basically muscle cars.
So I mean, like the Corvette has been, but I'm talking about like a new.
Actually, it was a Mustang Club.
Yeah.
But yeah, there. I don't know. You see some. Would you consider the Challenger like a muscle car?
Yeah, because it kind of
See
came
that
out of the
every once in a
Charger.
while.
Yeah, it came out of the Charger, and then you had the Supra. Is not necessarily a muscle car,
It's
but
not,
it will.
but
fly.
man, I love the Supra.
It's so
really?
nice.
Oh
Yeah.
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 I used to play a lot of Forza, the video game, and that got me like obsessed with Supras.
I love them.
How about
All right.
the Mitsubishi? What is it called? The tiny one, the Miata.
No, that
What
was
a little tiny
that was
two-seater. What was it
Mazda
called?
Miata.
Mazda
Mazda,
Miata.
yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Little
And
two-seater, right?
I would not. I would call that the antithesis of a muscle
Exactly.
car.
What about
It is
Robbie Andrew had one of those.
What
Yeah,
about-
Robbie's big dude. Robbie in that tiny little
180
Dude,
degrees
people
opposite.
there's like Miata clubs. Like people
Wow.
who like a Miata love
Yeah.
their Miata, like Jeep people.
It's a DeLorean
Nicole.
or muscle car?
It's just an
DeLorean.
expensive, awesome car.
DeLorean's just an awesome car. How about that?
All right, so muscle cars right now, your favorite, 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. We say thanks to Chris Campione, Campione Law. Here comes the judge. If you show up in front of the judge, make sure you got the right representation.
Here comes the judge. Litigated by Campione Law, champions for justice.
XL Primetime.
Driven by Duval Ford.
Knock, knock. What? Knock, knock. Who's there?
1010XL.
Frank Frangie here with Coach Delaney from Coyle Fencing. For years, your offenses have been putting up a lot of yards in points at Fletcher. I hear Coyle also gains a lot of yards in the fence world.
Yes, Frank. Coyle Fencing has been serving the Jacksonville community and general contractors for 99 years. We fence tens of thousands of commercial and residential yards, all while maintaining an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau.
99 years?
That's right. Some might call it a dynasty.
To schedule your appointment, visit CoyleJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com.
The Brown Family YMCA in Ponte Vedra Beach is better than ever. Come experience our new renovated spaces, including an expanded wellness center with upgraded state-of-the-art equipment, recovery solutions, brand new locker rooms, and the Horsell Center for Health and Well-Being, all designed to help you feel your best. And now you can join with no joining fee. Plus, enjoy your 4th month free. There's no place like this place, and you'll love what's new. Visit the Brown Family YMCA in Ponte Vedra Beach.
The key to victory is anticipation.
The road to the regular season rides through the combine, free agency, the draft, OTAs, and mini camps.
They should be fun to watch.
Follow the offseason with AA Automotive and 1010XL.
Veterans have given everything in service of our country. I'm Chris Campione, and if you've been injured in an accident through no fault of your own or dealing with the consequences of having your VA benefits denied, you deserve someone who will fight hard for you. At Campione Law, we're proud to stand up for those who have served and protect the rights that you've earned. You don't pay anything unless we win your case. Learn more at CampioneLaw.com. Offices, Jacksonville and St. Augustine.
Count on Campion, Campion Law.
Steaks sizzling, drinks flowing, friends gathered together. Your dream backyard starts with CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. You dream it, they build it. Outdoor kitchens, fire pits, fireplaces, and more. Visit CSSFireplaces.com.
It's time to take your season to the next level when the Jaguars return to the bank in 2026. Become a season ticket member and unlock exclusive access to ticketed events, members-only experiences, NFL membership club perks, and more. Availability is limited due to in-bowl renovations, so don't wait. Call 904-633-2000 or visit jaguars.com/season tickets to secure your spot at the center of the action. We'll see you at the bank this fall.
This is Victor Patel, CEO of North Florida Medical Center. Have you been in an auto accident? Are you feeling pain or stiffness? Our board-certified team has over 15 years experience helping patients recover through chiropractic care, physical therapy, pain management, primary care, and neurology. Even minor injuries can cause long-term problems if left untreated. Schedule your free consultation today at nfmcjax.com. North Florida Medical Center, bringing the care back to healthcare.
Pickett here. Beat the spring cleaning rush and call Zero Res this month. Get 20% off hard floor cleaning and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $135. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com.
Zero Res.
Hey gang, Prosser here for my friends Chad and Sandy. What are your concerns? What struggles do you anticipate when it comes time to sell your home? What is it that bothers you? What's keeping you from getting max money as quickly as possible? Well, I don't know what those reasons are because I know they're all silly. Because Chad and Sandy have one down to the line guarantee. Your home sold guaranteed, or they will buy it. It'll be at a price and a rate that you agree upon beforehand. So if you need to sell now, fast, easy, stress-free, and you need max price, then you need Chad and Sandy. The government's making moves intended to push mortgage rates lower. The last time rates dropped, we saw a selling and buying frenzy. Now's the time to prepare. It's time to call Chad and Sandy. Darcy in San Jose did. I wanted to move to a more walkable, vibrant area. Within 3 days of working with Chad and Sandy's team, I found the perfect home. They do it stress-free with a guarantee. Go to chadandsandy.com or call 414-6200. That's chadandsandy.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We got OT duty for Ryan O'Halloran. He's been in with the Frangie Show yesterday and again today, but he's got his normal stop with us right here on XL Primetime. How you doing, Ryan?
Good, fellas. And real quick, Joe, I was at a visit my primary care physician this morning, and while I was checking in, one of the nurses said, rah, rah, rah.
I love it. See, it's catching.
Oh, my God.
It's catching.
Wow.
It's
Do you know how much
catching.
grief we give him for that, Ryan? We give him so much grief for that.
That just happened. I
Now
love it.
it's not going anywhere now.
No, now it's done.
Now
no,
we
he's
need-
never giving
We
up
need
now.
T-shirts now.
Yeah, it's a movement, okay?
He's
If
going to
you
have his
see-
buddy do a hat. I guarantee
Yeah,
he is.
if you see, the barbecuegan, he'll be on it right now. Rah, rah, rah for Ryan O'Halloran. All right, listen, let's get into, I guess, not all things draft, but level of excitement minus the first round for you coming back as the columnist to cover a 13-win team and what they do in the draft.
I mean, I think next Friday night there should be a lot of excitement for Jaguars fans and also for us in the media because they have 4 picks and 56 to 100. That's still a premium part of the draft, and it's exciting on 2 fronts. And interesting is if you move from 56 how far up do they feel comfortable moving for maybe a defensive tackle? And then really in the third round is when James Gladstone can probably get more creative. Does he want to take 3 guys in the third round? Does he want to maybe move up for a guy and give up one of those picks? So I think there's, Thursday night's going to be your casual observer, but Friday night is really when the interest should kick in, and it's going to be interesting for me to watch as well.
So, Ryan, if there is no movement, what do you anticipate them doing with the first picks, first 1 through 100, their top 100 picks? What do you anticipate them doing?
Well, Leon, you had to love Dane Brugler's 7th-round mock in The Athletic this week because he had the Jaguars taking a guard at 56. Jennings Dunker from Iowa. That part was surprising. I'm going to lean toward a defensive tackle, a pass rusher, a tight end, and a linebacker if they make 4 selections on Friday night. And I would almost go in that order. Then on Saturday, that's when you probably do explore taking a guard or an offensive tackle, a safety, a corner, a receiver. But I think Friday night, I've been sticking with those 4 main priorities throughout, and I'll go with those still.
Okay, Ryan, we were talking with our coach, Dave Campo, early in the show, and I asked him this question. I want to ask you as well. I think now we're going to see that front office, how disciplined they are. Like, they're at 56, and let's just say, like, a really good receiver drops to 56. Now, do you stay and say, all right, no, we have issues? Whereas, what did Liam call him again? The stink.
The stink.
We have the stink that we have to take care of. Or do they kind of like say they kind of go for the squirrel that runs by? What do you think?
Well, they would probably like that scenario, Matt, at 56 if one of those receivers is there. And then they can make a decision. Their phone is bound to ring. And if somebody's offering a third to move down 5 spots, so it means you're picking 5 times between 60 and 100. That would be a consideration. Mm-hmm. One thing that James said last week is, they can be in a little bit of a best player available mode. And so that leaves that door open. If it's a receiver that you feel really fits and Liam Cohen says, I can get this guy touches, and maybe he's rated 35th on your board, then that should be prudent, and that would be discipline. And a lot of people are saying, well, they were disciplined in free agency. Well, they didn't really have a choice.
Right.
They didn't have any cap space. Where they were disciplined is they didn't give up any draft capital for a veteran. So, that would definitely spice things up if a guy keeps falling and it's 50, 51, 52. And all of a sudden he's there when the Jaguars are on the clock.
Ryan, I saw on one draft board this morning, which was crazy to me. They had Akeem Mesidor falling to 43 to the Ravens. The Jaguars see that. Do they rush to the phone and make a deal to get a guy like that?
13 spots would probably cost you, the 56th pick, and maybe I think they draft 81. But that, to me, that's as far as they would probably feel comfortable moving up. But it's one of those things if they have them rated high. And here's the thing, guys, and I was talking to Frank about this yesterday, is when a team doesn't do top 30s, there's no leaks. You can't say, Leon Searcy's in town to visit the Jaguars. Then you can sort of write about it and say, okay, what's the fit? You guys, we can talk about it on the radio. So that's where we're really flying blind here. And, because they may like a guy who's at 50 and they say, okay, we're willing to trade 56 and 100 to move up for him. So that may be one of those scenarios.
We're talking with Ryan O'Halloran. You can definitely check him out on X, of course, Jacksonville.com, and pick up the Florida Times Union as the columnist. We'll get to a couple of other college-y things as well. But when it's all said and done, and I think we've asked you this before, but we might as well do it again, total number of draft picks. And I like the way you guys couched that. They could move back if they gain something and not be afraid to do that or move up. Total number of picks in your mind.
I'm going to go with 8. Right now they're at 11, and what's going to be interesting on day 3 is everybody is saying this draft isn't great, but next year's draft is great. Well, that probably does that mean the Jaguars are maybe stuck in having to make some extra picks this next weekend? So I'm going to stick with 8 because I do think either on night 2 or day 3, there's going to be a player that they really like, to Leon's point,
Mm-hmm.
and they say, okay, I don't care if it's going to take 2 7s to move up 3 spots. Let's do it. Make sure you get our guy.
All right, right in the middle
with that real quick.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Because Ryan's going to want to hear this.
Yes.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC.
Hold on to your seat. Rah, rah, rah. Texans just extended Will Anderson Jr. 3 years, $150 million. The deal includes $134 million guaranteed.
Highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history, and a no-trade clause.
3 years, 150.
3 years, 150.
So that kicks in after he's got 2 more years left on this deal, then 3 more. So he'll still hit the market at what, 28, 29?
Yeah.
So
wild.
Still in his prime.
Now what does this mean for C.J. Stroud? Because they're paying Danielle Hunter a lot of money, and now they're paying Will Anderson a ton of money. If I'm them, I let Stroud play out this 4th year. I mean, you've already said you're paying the 5th year option, but this would tell me they're hitting the brakes on a Stroud extension right now.
Boy, and they are zeroing in on defense.
Yeah,
they're going to play a little defense, man.
That's how they got to the postseason. How they won in the postseason.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to have to. Yeah, that's going to be a difficult. That's going to be a difficult lift for twice every season. I can tell you that.
Yeah, but I mean, the team that won the Super Bowl played qualified defense and had a subpar quarterback to lead them to the Super Bowl. I mean,
the no trade clause is really interesting in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
People who have more time than us today are going to probably dig into that, see how much that's been given specifically as a second contract. But you look at the Texans. I mean, they traded up. They traded a future one to grab Stroud and Anderson. A couple picks apart a couple years ago, and that's paid off specifically with Anderson.
Are you surprised it was only 3 years?
Well,
after the end of this deal?
Yeah.
So technically he's under contract for what, 5 more years?
Yeah.
We used the word discipline early in the segment. I think from Anderson's camp is, hey, let's sign a 3-year deal, and with that kind of guarantee, you really are covering your bases financially. And then maybe you hit the market and you can maybe cash in a second time.
All right. We're only going to visit with you once a week. Next Friday, the first round will have already taken place. And at least according to those that are out there with the forecasting of what they think will happen, is they think there's going to be a bunch of trades when it comes to next Thursday night. What say you about that possibility?
I think that's definitely possible because when you have positions of strength or edge rusher and there's a lot of receivers, it is a different flavor for each team. And so let's say Team A has like 10 guys with first round grades as edge rushers. Well, they're probably less apt to trade.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's say Team B plays a different scheme and they want a guy who can maybe drop back in the zone and more versatile, and they may have 3 guys. So that team is more apt to move up. So I think that's where you're going to see some trades. And also, does somebody really want to get up and get Caleb Downs? Do they see him as a franchise-altering safety? So I think there's going to be some movement like that. But I think more so of the trading up 3 to 4 spots to get a guy rather than trade a future first to move up like 11 spots for a quarterback, which is what you see in normal years.
Mm-hmm. You went to the spring game. What'd you think of the quarterbacks? Florida spring game. Sorry. What'd you think of the quarterbacks, and just what'd you think of the overall vibe there?
Well, I have to correct myself because I was expected to be there and didn't make it. But so I watched some of the highlights, and what I read from John Summerall is they're not an offensive line problem. And so I admire his candidness on that because he's been candid pretty much on everything else. But to me, with the quarterbacks is what you saw was, Tramel Jones was very accurate, but Matt, I think we're in the same boat on this. Aaron Philo would really have to fall on his face for Tramel to get the week 1 start against Florida Atlantic, because of his experience with Faulkner. But what I talking to people there during the spring, what's really been impressive is they had good receivers coming back. They got good receivers they added to the mix with Mays and Singleton. So I think they're going to be able to get some big plays. It's just a matter, can they protect? And then I think with Jaden Baugh, that should really open up things for some play action. And so I think they're going to be good on offense if they can find the right 5 up front.
Yeah, potential to have 2 really good rooms. Still going to come down to how the quarterback operates.
4 legit receivers.
Yeah, really,
if Dallas
really
Wilson's healthy.
Yeah.
You've got Dallas Wilson, you've got Ventrell Brown Jr., and you've got Mays and Singleton. Singleton's terrific.
Yeah, so that's going to be and by the way, Ryan Surse loved it when if a coach calls his offensive line fat, right? That's challenging them.
It is challenging.
Yeah,
Give them some shape.
Yeah, I like that too. All right, what else you got? Because I know you were up in Tallahassee as well. That they can check out.
Tomorrow, I make the case for why the Jaguars should trade for Dexter Lawrence this week. And then have something on Monday for the first day of the offseason program. I asked Liam Cohen what's going to be his message to the players. We'll have a Carson Beck column next week. And also, I think the first position that the Jaguars should address is tight end, so I dig into that. So a lot of draft stuff coming up in the next week in the Times Union.
All right, brother, man. Sounds good. We appreciate it.
All right, thanks, guys. Talk to you next week.
All right, Ryan O'Halloran. Check him out there, right, at Jacksonville.com and the Florida Times Union.
XL Prime Time, driven by Duval Ford. Get a Gator baseball chomp on 1010XL.
2 of the nation's top teams continue their big series in the swamp. Gators, Auburn Tigers. Tonight and tomorrow at noon on 1010 AM.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details. Longer days, warmer nights, and a backyard that brings everyone together. Spring and summer in Florida means pool days, backyard barbecues, and night swims under the stars. Pick it here. For nearly 50 years, Surfside Pools have been creating the backdrops for life's best memories. From weekly service and repairs to remodels, commercial maintenance, and new pool construction, Surfside does it all. Ready to float happy? SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools. Summer starts here. License number CPC 044080.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Has someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI, domestic violence, and all criminal offenses. In your battle with the justice system, there's only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645. 354-5645.
This is Hayes Carlion for First Florida Credit Union. I went to the branch on 210 to get my car loan and had a fantastic experience. I got a great rate and was in and out. The online banking services are also outstanding. Depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Looking for an exciting, fun-filled evening the whole group can enjoy? Welcome to indoor football. Welcome to the Jacksonville Sharks. Discover the thrill of the indoor league. Fast-paced, action-packed, and it's family fun. Be there when your Sharks take on the Orlando Pirates Friday, April 17th at the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Kickoff, 7 o'clock. Halftime performance by the world-famous Disconnected Canines. Ask about our family 4-packs. 4 tickets and $50 in food vouchers, all for only $100. There's no better value. Get your tickets now at jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. It's country night presented by Roland Reese Plumbing. Dust off your boots, throw on your camo, get ready for a night full of football fun and great music. Join us on the field after the game for our free autograph session, sponsored by Flight Adventure Park. Tickets start at $15. Call 904-621-0700. That's 621-0700. Sharks football, where memories are made.
Go Sharks!
Fins up.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
This is former NFL quarterback David Garrard. If your knees have taken a beating and you're finally ready to do something about it, then let Southeast Orthopedic take a look. Come on, do your knees a favor.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, my golden moment. How could it not be Will Anderson? 50 per. How many sacks he had, Matt? 30?
30 in his
Only
career.
30 in his career. In a 3-year deal.
Huge, nasty cash.
That
You better
is
believe it.
Crazy, man. Well, listen, that's the going rate for defensive ends. I mean, it's the third most important position on the team. I think I would go quarterback, left tackle, then rush in.
Okay, so here are, I'm just going to keep this as far as the moment goes. First team All-Pro, Pro Bowler, 92.3 grade. Rush grade, 91.6. Solo tackles, 28. 13 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 33 stops, 70 hurries, which is first in that category. 93 total pressures, which is third overall. That's all pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
But they are
It's pretty good.
paying a lot of freight right now for the future.
But what is that the indicator to CJ, though? That's the indicator that we might be moving on from you. And like with Ryan, what Ryan said is more than likely he's going to have to play out that deal.
Yeah.
When you give Will Anderson this kind of cheddar.
Very interesting because it kind of goes back to your theory, and I know the numbers have gone up since you first said this a long time ago, but it's hard to pay more than one dude $100 million plus. And when you look at guaranteed cash right now, Aiden Hutchinson, this is not guaranteed, but this is the total contract value. Micah, 186. Aiden Hutchinson, 180 million. Nick Bosa, 170. Myles Garrett, 160. Josh Hines Allen, 141. Total contract value. Same for Brian Burns. TJ Watt, 123. Jalen Phillips, who got that deal in the offseason, 120. And now you got Trayvon at 110 in value. Doesn't mean he's going to get it all. But, yeah.
So,
a lot of cheddar.
So my golden moment is those were all four-year contracts. One, I think, is even a 5-year. This is 3 years for $150 million. 3 years, $150 million. That's insane. And it's not like they're going to cut him in year 3. He's going to be a productive guy. They're going to pay that whole contract out. That's unbelievable.
Because of how young he is.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's obviously, like I say all the time, affect the quarterback, protect the quarterback.
Yeah. And
the rush guy has become the number 2 position in the league, right
over
behind
the left
quarterback.
tackle. Might be.
Over the left tackle?
I think so.
Might
Over
be.
corner, too. Yeah, I definitely think so.
Yeah. Well, it's always been that cornerback was always the 4th guy. If you were going to talk about it, got to have the quarterback. Then you got to either block for him or sack him. And then the other guys, you got to lock down that side of the field.
Look at the contracts in the last year. It's not only this one. It's Aiden Hutchinson.
Right.
It's
Micah.
Micah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Bosa. Look at those 4 contracts are ridiculous.
Yeah, because Micah's at the top right now with that $186 million.
But per guaranteed money per year,
Right, per year is what
it's
I'm saying.
actually now Will Anderson
per year,
at
it's Will
50.
Anderson.
Okay,
he's,
let me see
he's
if-
at the number 1.
He's right below him, but
He's the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. per
yeah,
year.
he's not at 50 yet or 50.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's unreal, right?
Yeah. And I think, I guess the best news for,
What's Myles Garrett thinking right now?
well, he's
He's thinking this cat had 30 sacks in 3 years, and he's
Yeah.
making 50 large a season.
Yeah. And Miles
Okay,
set
so
the new
here it is.
season record.
With 20 what?
Yeah, 23?
23 in one season.
So this
Maybe
is
22?
annually non-quarterbacks. So now Will Anderson at 50. Micah at second place with 46.5. Aiden Hutchinson 45. Jackson Smith and Jigba actually 42, and TJ Watt 41.
Left tackles are grossly underpaid now.
Yeah, times are changing, bro.
Rashawn Slater, $28 million. Tristan Wirth, $28 million. Trent Williams, $27 million.
It's like half.
They are getting left behind.
Yeah, bro. That's grossly underpaid.
Yeah, it is comparable to what they're doing with the Russians.
And that's all you
Bunch
care
of broke
about.
losers.
Yeah.
I can't
Making
believe we're
only
actually
28
arguing
million a
that
year.
28 million is grossly
Hey,
underpaid.
listen.
I suck so bad. I can only get 28 million.
What the hell is this place coming to?
But when Trent Williams gets up to the line of scrimmage and he's saying, my 28 going up against your 48, that's some BS is what he's saying.
Absolutely.
He's looking at it like, wait a minute. Nick Bosa, go take a seat. And now Trent Williams is getting a little bit older. He's the injury and all that. But Rashawn Slater is
Slater, he's relatively
he's young. And he got hurt this past year.
But I
which
mean,
sucked for him.
but like, you would expect Micah to be Micah, so he's going to earn that contract. You would expect Aiden to be Aiden. He's going to earn that contract. You would expect in 3 years that Will Anderson, they're not going to cut loose on him.
But you know how the circle goes. So these guys get paid all that amount of money. If you do a good job and keep them off of your quarterback, you do need to be rewarded because those guys.
I get that, but
yeah. And so that's basically what it comes down to: the sudden change play. Can I get a guy on the ground?
So what about this? What we talked about this off the air. What about this place? What if, let's just say, Josh Hines Allen has another 8-sack season? Is that it? You walk away from him after that?
I would think they would be having serious conversations about where he is productivity-wise for this football team. Yeah, they would be really serious.
Even though he's the number whatever from PFF ranked edge guy.
Yeah, he was top 6,
top 10 in pressures, bro.
Yes,
come on, wind chill factor.
Have some respect.
Can you sell that to your fan? Can you keep selling that to your fan base?
No, he needs to be. I think we may make too much of the sack. I think we probably would all agree on that at some point. There are a lot of other things that guy does. You as a Pro Bowler at right tackle, you know what a great end can do, not just sack the quarterback. But at the same time, if you are sacking the quarterback more, that means you're doing everything a little bit more. That's what that stat says to me, that you are balling on every single play, stressing in offense so much so.
Yeah, you got to be disruptive.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to do more than just sacks. I mean, that's why Brackens was so phenomenal as a pass rusher, because he affected the run, the pass, sack fumbles.
You got to be
strip
accounted
fumbles.
for every play.
Absolutely. You got to be the type of person that offensive coordinator's got a game plan.
Like Aiden Hutchinson has to be accounted for every single play.
True.
Yeah. All right, you guys let us know. That's inside the AFC South with Will Anderson getting a huge deal down in Houston. What does it say about C.J. Stroud? You guys can jump in on that as well. It's XL Primetime on a Florida Home AC Friday.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford Mobile Service. Game-ready service right to your driveway. Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Don't wait around like you're the last pick of the draft. When your car needs an oil change, go where you're a first-round priority. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. No appointment needed. Just drive in, stay in your car, and in 15 minutes, you're back on the road. That's a first-round performance. With convenient Jacksonville locations, a 4.7-star national rating, and named #1 Quick Lube for customer service by Forbes, Valvoline delivers every time. Visit the newest Valvoline Instant Oil Change at Beach Boulevard and St. John's Bluff.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey for big #1 Duval Ford. Look, if you're a busy mom or you're running kids all over town, you don't have time to sit in a service waiting room all day. That's why the Duval Ford mobile service is such a game changer. Duval Ford will come right to your home or work so you can keep doing what matters most. Duval Ford will handle the service without disrupting your day, so visit DuvalFord.com to schedule your next mobile service. Big #1 Duval Ford mobile service. Wherever you need them, they'll come to you.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Let me tell you something smart homeowners are doing. They're getting ahead of problems before summer shows up. Now, right now at Duck Duck Rooter, there are 3 really good reasons to call. You can get your AC checked out and ready for summer for just $99. Got a big plumbing repair coming up, like a whole house repipe? You can save $500. And if it's time to pump your septic tank, the Duck Duck crew will run a sewer camera inspection for only $99, in addition to the price of the pump out. 3 great deals, 1 trusted team. Call 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Termite swarms are active right now in Jacksonville, and once they get inside, damage can happen fast. Termites don't knock, they silently attack the structure of your home, leaving behind costly repairs and long-term headaches. Protect what you've worked hard for with the proven protection homeowners trust. Terminix it with advanced termite treatment and prevention solutions. Visit Terminix.com and schedule your free termite inspection today.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. We know what cool sounds like. XL Primetime. But what does it feel like? Find out at FloridaHomeAC.com. 1010XL.
We are almost out of time. We had a fun show today. Always appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Miss any of it, you can go back and just search YouTube with XL Primetime. Pop up the show on YouTube, and you can stream the whole bad boy and catch up with everything. We appreciate it, that's for sure. Now, in appreciation of all that you do for us, let's do something for them.
Absolutely. I have a family 4-pack of voucher tickets, so you can use it pretty much any time to the Jumbo Shrimp. Shrimp are home this week for a 6-game series against Charlotte, so be caller number 4 right now at 641-1010.
Now, Josie's 1010 Take. Serviced by Valvoline Instant Oil Changes. Oil changes in 15 minutes or less. Guaranteed.
Let's do this take in an instant, and I'm thinking to myself, as soon as this Will Anderson news comes down, it may be a hell of a lot of money for a guy that hasn't necessarily built up a massive resume, but it is an impressive resume. That guy, they said, hey, we're drafting you in the top 5. Now go get the quarterback. Not go pressure the quarterback. Go get the quarterback. And he's done it. And he's done it with a lot of success. And so now, if you're Jacksonville and you're looking at this contract, don't even really worry about the money. But by the time you line up, at the beginning of the year, you better have guys that can handle guys like that. And that means Cole Van Lannon, get as healthy as you can. Walker Little, if you're battling for that spot, whoever you are at left tackle. Hey, Anton, you're looking for another big deal. You, at right tackle, you better have an answer for the Will Andersons of the world, because he's here to stay. That's the 10-10 take. Because, honestly, you got to combat that. They found a superstar rushing the passer, and you got to deal with it.
Yeah, the Texans aren't going anywhere.
No.
All right, they're going to be formidable, and I like that. Iron sharpens iron. I like the fact that the Jaguars, even the Colts, I don't think they're going anywhere either. I like the fact that the AFC South, which looked upon maybe a couple of years ago was probably the weakest division in the NFL, is a lot more competitive.
Right.
What two teams were hotter last year going down the stretch than the Jaguars and Texas?
True.
So, I mean, yeah, I like that. I like you keep this team on the edge.
Yeah, and you basically have to, more than anything else, go back to the simple rule we all talk about, is that if you have someone on that side of the ball that can wreak havoc on your quarterback, you better have an answer for it. Now, what's the most important position besides the quarterback when you got to play that guy? It now becomes the left tackle, because that's the guy that's in charge of stopping Big Will.
Yeah, very important.
And I keep saying this because we don't know. We don't know where he is with his knee, Van Lannon. We don't know.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll know when OTAs begin. We'll hear something, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
So it's just going to be interesting to see where he is, I think, because I think that energy was a lot worse than what we were originally led on to believe.
Well, I mean, Will is actually is the left rusher, so is Anton Harrison on Will.
Right.
Because he's going Daniil Hunter
and Daniil Hunter had 15 sacks last year. Right.
Yeah, well, we need to get our bookends together.
Right, and we've seen them flip-flop at times, but no matter what, whoever it is. And right tackles, I think to your point, Leon, is they are now being asked to face the top rusher more often than maybe they did before. You see T.J. Watt line up on that side quite a bit, and there are plenty of others. J.J. Watt did it a bunch, and anyway, we can go down down the line. But both tackles have got to be buttoned up.
Yeah, you got to be locked and loaded at both sides.
Yeah. And so this football team down the stretch, including like how the hell did they lose that game that way, giving up a 19-point lead in the fourth quarter? Still, I'm sure drives a lot of Duval crazy. How the hell did that happen? But down the stretch, when they were two of the hottest teams, as you're describing, these are the numbers, okay? Second half of the season, and Warren Sharp put this out, number 2 in points per game, number 3 in points per drive, number 4 in red zone efficiency, number 5 in first down rate. This was without a running game, honestly, at that point. Yet they still were able to do everything that they needed to do. And it was Trevor Lawrence that was dealing. And why? Because he had the protection that he needed. He was number 1 in deep pass rate, number 3 in touchdown rate. He did a lot of good things down the stretch. So whoever that's why they're signing Will Anderson, because they're trying to compete inside the AFC South and get someone to go get 16 on the ground.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Lauren Brooks joins us now. Hamilton Hill's getting ready to roll. That was a big deal right there, Will Anderson.
You got that right. I cannot believe that we have our highest non-paid quarterback, and it's in the AFC South.
Yeah. And these numbers, and Leon keeps thinking, like, where's the left tackle in all this? The highest paid left tackle is $28 million. Is that right?
Yeah, Rashawn Slater.
Yeah, and now you got guys that are
underpaid.
$50 million.
Yeah, I'm assuming that probably in the next 5 years, we will have, maybe before that, we will have a left tackle that makes over $50 million a year.
It's that ebb and flow. They'll come back to the pack a little bit, but right now the rush-ins.
Because then the pass rushers will be $75 million per year in 5 years if the salary cap keeps going up the way that it has.
It's insane. All right, what's coming up?
We're going to spend the next 2 hours talking gymnastics. Florida semifinals gymnastics.
A lot to look forward to.
Yesterday? Yeah, no, we won't really do that. Obviously, we'll get into that Will Anderson stuff. We will talk a little gymnastics, but we actually have a really cool guest to begin our show, Ariana Ross from the Jaguars Roar Cheerleaders. She's going to join us in studio. She just won a super cool award, and so we're going to tell everybody about that and chat about all things Ariana.
By the way, Lauren assures us that the Big Ten will not win the gymnastics national title.
Yeah. Guaranteed.
Not guaranteed.
I guarantee.
You are guaranteeing.
It's Minnesota's not going to win the national championship in gymnastics. It was a shock that they even were able to beat UCLA. So it's going to be Oklahoma, Florida, LSU. It's not going to be Minnesota. It's most likely going to be Oklahoma, but those are the 4 teams. That's correct. Yeah, they had the semifinals yesterday at 4:30 and at 9, and then the national championship is tomorrow at 4, and it's down to those final 4
Does the
teams.
SEC die if Minnesota wins that?
Yes. You may as well just call Greg Sankey, tell him he's out of a job.
I can't believe we let gymnastics take over like this, and Matt is just trying to drive that nail.
I thought for sure we were going to talk about Robert Hainsey and whether he's a 6 or a 7.
All right. Thanks, Lauren.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it. He's just trying to drive that nail in that coffin, in that SEC coffin right now. That's exactly what he's doing. Minnesota made the show.
I thought I was an SEC homer.
I don't think you are.
Okay, no, I'm not. All right.
Yeah, I don't think you've really been described that that
yes, I
often.
have.
Maybe by your Big Ten brethren that you're now kissing up to these days.
Smooching. Right. I'm kissing up to him, right.
All right, we're out. Thanks to Florida Home AC. Don't forget, it's going to get hot and stay hot. So order up a tune-up. They got specials right now. You can log on, FloridaHomeAC.com, or give them a shout, 777-4300. We are done. Big Sirs, Maddie, Joe C., and JJ.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford.
I bring the hits.
I